So I think the future of Web3D is not in our hands. I think it's actually into the hands of users. And what's happening is, as we can already see what happened with 2D and videos, where users want to be able to very easily create content and share that content with other users, and then be able to gather together some content to create some meta content and so forth. So this is where I think the future is. There are some companies that are really well positioned in that market already, because that means a few things. When you want to have user content, you want to have tools that are very easy for people to use to look at their model or do some modifications to the model and have a very high level, high quality model repository. And in my opinion, those two companies are very well positioned in the future for that exact purpose, with good looking model, very cheap data, good communication between users, and very easy tools to use. Of course, what's coming on with now with expansion of that is the ability of a lot of free models on 3D warehouse and free modeling with something like SketchUp. So that's going to really have an impact there, because as soon as more users are able to manipulate 3D data, they want to have 3D data, and 3D warehouse is currently the largest source of free data available. You can find pretty much anything you want there, plus the search engine, which is very useful when you're looking for something. The plugin problem that we have mentioned earlier it is a problem that you have to load plenty of plugins to look at 3D data, but there's already some things that exist, like Paper Vision, which is a script running in Flash to show some 3D, and eventually Flash will be able to do 3D, or some other, Flash still being a plugin, but some other ways in Mozilla, or there will be some way of rendering 3D, that's for sure. And it's already the case with something like Paper Vision. That's very slow, but it works for now. The users are getting more and more sophisticated, and we can now use tools that are pretty complex, like the full soft image mode tool that's free, and can export, for example, to the Crytek engine, and there is a huge amount of data that was created. So one thing there is like, when we talk about Web3D, the things most people think about polygons and textures. I think about objects that have behavior or physics and can interact with each other, and it's not only about graphics, it's about physics and skinning and behaving and audio and so forth. And that's really the type of level of data you need to have, and that's already provided in things like the Crytek engine, for example. One example of that you can look at what happened lately to correlate with my speak here is what happened with the Sport Creator Editor. This is a game that doesn't exist yet, and the part of the game that lets you create the creature for the game have been sold separately, and it's been crazy, the number of downloads. There's like more, I forgot who said that, there was like more different species created by users in Sport than there are species on the Earth itself right at this moment, after only a month of this editor being there. So there's no better proof than that. It's just, and people buy this software for, it's like $5, I think. You buy it and play with it and create your own content. So there's no issue. There's plenty of users that want to create content. I think something like Second Life, which had the good idea, actually had the very bad technology, and is running into a dead end, because the idea of user content needs to be able to be imported and exported from all those different worlds. Putting all the tools into the world and being unable to really exchange between what exists outside, it's just a dead end, and that's just my opinion there. And just to put it a little more into the debate, I think that Colada is actually the best format that's available here, that can really grow into the format for users, like the MP3 or 3D, and that's what I think is going to happen.